Welcome back to another episode of TPC, and I hope that everyone had a great Thanksgiving. I sure did. Guess what? We got college football now, pretty much. Can't wait for these games. Texas versus Aggies today, pretty much, and then we got the Egg Bowl. Couple more games, of course, throughout the day. Also got an NFL game, of course. But let's go straight to the breakdown, pretty much, of these games. Let's start with. Let's see. We also had American game today. Navy versus Memphis. Navy did beat Memphis today, so now they are 6-0, I believe. Let me see. Let me see their thing right now. They're 7-1 in the conference right now. Still 9-2 overall in play. We'll see how it looks in the future right now. What's going on with it? They do got Army, but I don't know how the Army game works. If it counts as an American game or if it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it does. I don't know. But if it does, then maybe if they lose, I don't know. They still got another game to play. We'll see how that goes. Going to let me see the full of that breakdown. Navy 128-17. All right, let's go to the full Friday games pretty much now. 11 o'clock games. Egg Bowl, Ole Miss versus Mississippi State. Ole Miss should dominate this game. I mean, Ole Miss is only fair at 7.5 in this game. The offense is looking good. Chambliss is still that guy, and I know it's a rivalry week. Anything can happen. It is at Mississippi State also, but Mississippi State chokes too much. They have choked too much in these games. They choke against Tennessee. They choke against Texas. They choke a lot. So, but this game, they're battling for bowl eligible. They're 5-6 right now. I mean, you look at their games: losing to Missouri, losing to Georgia, beating Arkansas, but Arkansas is the worst team in the thing. Choked against Texas, choked against Florida, and got bullied by A&M and choked against Tennessee. So they've choked a lot of games, but there's still a chance for them to make the bowl eligibility. And Ole Miss is still trying to battle for the playoff spot, still trying to get a higher seed because they fell in the seed. They were at 6, and now they moved down to 7, 6, 7. Because of the rumors of Lane Kiffin. This could be Lane Kiffin's last Ole Miss game, like you think about it. And if the Mississippi State beats them, they drop to, I believe, their record would be, let me see here, 10-2 if they lose this game. But that's if they lose this game. I don't think they will lose. If they somehow pull up the upset, I will lose my mind. But throughout history in this rivalry, I mean, Ole Miss versus Mississippi State, all time is pretty much, let's see, Ole Miss leads the series 66-46 right now, so pretty much one-sided right now in this rivalry. But in recent memory, Mississippi State has in the Dak era a little bit, and then when Lane Kiffin became the coach, it's been Lane Kiffin dominating this era of this rivalry pretty much. So it's been mainly Ole Miss side, if so. I think Ole Miss should win this game. I think Chambliss and those guys are going to have a phenomenal game. The defense is going to do their job, so I think Ole Miss should win this game comfortably in the Egg Bowl. Going to, let's see these other games. No, I'm happy my Cowboys won today. Yesterday. So happy about it. It's just makes me thrill. We got Kansas versus Utah. This is the one thing I hate about Big 12 football. They don't give a crap about rivals. I'm a Baylor fan, of course. They don't care about rivalries. They don't care about it. They just say screw it. They used to care about so much. We used to have Texas Tech versus Baylor at the end of the year, or when OU and Oklahoma State battle of the year of the Vanderbilt rivalry right there. They used to care about it. Now there's nothing in even care. Everyone does. There's no such thing as rivals anymore in this conference. So it's pretty much dead. And I hate it. It's just Arizona and Arizona State's probably the only rival week of this week. So it's just such a weird thing. But Utah should beat Kansas in this comfortable fashion. Nebraska versus Iowa, that's a really good rivalry. But I think Nebraska, they're just pretty much done. There's rumors that Dylan Royale is going to leave, maybe. I mean, he's been hurt. They got blown up by Penn State on the road. So Nebraska, just get ready for next year. Hopefully you keep your quarterback. If you don't, it's not looking good. Dylan Royale might go to Texas Tech. And there's rumors about money and all that kind of stuff. We'll talk about that in later feature in the offseason, though. Iowa should win this game in the rivalry of their game. UNT versus Temple, that should be a W win for them. Indiana versus Purdue, so I'm going to hold on the playoff predictions ones, okay? Georgia versus Georgia Tech, I think Georgia should dominate this game. I mean, Georgia Tech fell apart. They are just, after the Pitt game, after the game against almost lose to Boston College, and then losing to I believe it was losing to NC State 48-36, and it was only one loss, and then losing to Pitt, and then Haynes King had a terrible game. It was just bad, dude. It was 35-14 one point in that game, and they almost came back in the game, and they were a pick. It just looked terrible. NC State, they were ranked number 7, round 8, and they fell apart. And now they can't even make the playoffs for their team, or it's just they're red hot, and then just the end of the stretch, man. If you gotta win those road games against those underrated teams like CJ Bailey and those guys, and then losing the Pitt at home, can't do that. And just terrible, terrible football. But Georgia, we know Georgia. Last year they went to the most overtimes ever in this game at Stanford Field. I believe this game is playing at they're playing at Atlanta. They're playing at Ben Stadium, so it's kind of a weird environment. They don't even care about this game, about playing where it is. They just want to play football. So, and the Benz is pretty much a second home for Georgia because they literally go there every year for the SEC championship. So they know the playgrounds around there. So it's a second home for them. Georgia, though, should dominate this game. I think they're not going to have another close game. Their offense is too high powered. Georgia Tech cannot keep with the offense, and Haynes King has regressed so much, and I don't know why. I mean, Eric Rivers is decent in the receiver core with them, but it's nothing else. I think Georgia should dominate this game. Now let's go with this things. Indiana versus Purdue. Purdue's been decent, okay? It's been very underrated. I know the record doesn't show it, 2-9, but you look at the games. Had a close game against Michigan. Had a close game with Rutgers. Had a close game in Minnesota. Had a decent game against USC. Not crazy. They started 2-0 this year, but this team is a sneaky team. But I think Indiana should just kill them. Purdue is 0-8. There's no way the 11-0 ranked number 2 team in the country loses to Purdue on the road, right? This shouldn't happen. So I think Indiana should win. Fernando's been balling a little bit, except the Penn State game, but came back in the game a little bit. But these guys should dominate. I think Elijah Surratt and Kurt Sonati have been phenomenal this year. I can't wait to see whoever they play in the Big Ten championship. Oregon, maybe Ohio State, maybe Michigan. We'll see. I really can't wait to see these games in the conference week. We'll talk about that in the coming weeks of who we see in the championships and a quick prediction for that, though. But Indiana should win this game. Arizona State versus Arizona. Decent game. Arizona did blow the crap out of, my Baylor Bears last week, and I was very depressed. I was sad. But Arizona made a little comeback a little bit this year. I really thought they were going to be a bottom tier team, not competitive, but they kind of made themselves a little decent this year. This rivalry has been decent also. It's a very competitive rivalry. Last year was a competitive game. But Arizona, they're on a 4-game winning streak right now. Still 8-3 right now in conference play. Looking solid this year. With only 2 losses against BYU, Houston on the road, and 3 losses, and then a loss against Iowa State and a blowout, and I really thought that was going to change their thing, but they've been decent. Getting the win over Cincinnati was a big thing. Ranking Cincinnati at Cincinnati was a big momentum push for this team. So Arizona, Noah's been good right now, but Arizona State, they did win the Big 12 last year. Not the same team as last year. They're 8-3 right now. That one game, losing to Houston was a crucial loss for them, kind of shot themselves out of the play a little bit, and then losing to Utah, of course, in that blowout game, but they didn't have Sam Levitt in that game, so it was kind of a whole different thing. That Houston game, if they didn't lose that game, they could have been in the conference championship play right now, so they only have 2 losses in conference play, but it's just they kind of shot themselves in that game pretty much. In Houston, Connor Wigman's been decent this year, so yeah, but I think this is going to be a very competitive game, night game at Arizona State. Last year's game was very competitive. It came down to the wire. There were some fights and all that kind of stuff. It was a rivalry, if anything. Last year's game was very, very competitive. 2024. Never mind. It was not competitive. My bad. It was 49-23. I think it was a year before that. Nope, not a year before that. Okay, hold up. 2022. That's on me. I was completely wrong. This rivalry's been one-sided so far under the new era of Kyle Dillingham. So maybe it's a little different this year. Maybe it'll be a little different. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's a little different. But yeah. But there was a big fight in this game. I remember that though. I remember it was a very brutal fight, and a lot of people got hurt, I believe. But yeah. We'll see. I think Sam Levitt, Jordan Tyson, this is their last game playing together unless they want to play on bowl eligibility. I think they're going to have a great game at home. And give me Arizona State. Give me the Sun Devils in this game. I think they're going to have a phenomenal game. Finish the year 9-3. Maybe some miracles can happen. I don't even think they can make the conference championship, though. But I think Arizona State should win this game. Let's talk about the hot game. I am not going to this game, sadly, anymore. I'm kind of still depressed. I was going to, hopefully, but not anymore. Aggies versus Longhorns. Texas going into Austin. This game's going to be phenomenal. The environment's going to be crazy. I have a couple friends going to the game. This is going to be electrifying. Can the Aggies win at Texas? Can they beat their fathers of the league, or can Texas still dominate their little brothers of the division and pretty much owning them? Okay, Texas, phenomenal game against Arkansas. Arch Manning had 6 touchdowns total in that game. Pretty much 60 points on the board against Arkansas. Looked phenomenal. Okay, A&M had a little bye week. If anything, playing Stanford. Okay, it's whatever. My big takeaway is, can A&M's offense perform really good against a defense like Texas? I mean, I know Texas defense has been a little lackluster past couple weeks. They've been choking. They're not the same defense like in the beginning of the year, but it's not the same. But Aggies, I mean, their offense is red hot with Marcel Reed. I mean, he's up there with the Heisman candidate, of course. And you still got Mario Craver and Moss, and you got KC. That offense is just so good. And then the running game can just be anyone right now. It's a hot hand pretty much at the thing. And then you have Terry Bussey also. And the defense, I mean, you got Hallwell. I don't know how his name, Caswell Hallwell, or I don't know, the edge rusher. I mean, he's been phenomenal for this team also. It's been very decent this year for this team. Ruben Omens, my bad, is the main really guy right there with it. And it's a running back committee, though, if anything. Gork, leader for this team for A&M. It's such a competitive team. But look at Texas, okay? Colin Simmons, 10 sacks this year, second behind Hallwell. Ryan Wingo's been decent if he doesn't drop the ball. Weiser's been the lead carry for this team. Arch Manning, 23 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. I mean, can he perform? Can this game? I mean, it's just, if the Aggies win, we know it. No more Texas. No more talk about Texas making the playoffs. It's officially done, okay? But if Texas win this game, do you put them in the playoffs? Do you need some help? Do they need help? Maybe they do. I mean, 9-3 loss team. It's just like Bama of last year, in my opinion. It's the same exact situation. Do you put a 3-loss team in the playoffs? Because it's so tough. But the thing is, it's so favorable if you put Texas in, because that 3-loss team, SEC play more. Like, they're playing the SEC. That's why you're putting them in and all that. But they'd be a number 3 team in the country, undefeated. But I know A&M hasn't played anyone in the conference. They're one of the easiest stretches, if anything, in their conference. But it was a little difficult. And you step back, you're like, okay, South Carolina, LSU, that's going to be difficult, of course. And Auburn, we thought they were going to be difficult. They dominate them, of course. They literally dominate these games. Except the South Carolina. They came back in that game kind of impressive. Still 30-3. North Southern just choked in the second half, and the offense just vanished, pretty much. So, yeah. If I had to pick a team, I think the Aggies eliminate Texas. I don't think Texas wins this game. I think it's the Aggies are going to keep their season going, go 12-0, and play in the SEC championship against either Bama or Georgia, and it's going to be a phenomenal game. And I think Georgia scary for next year. I believe in Texas. I believe in Texas next year. If anything, I think Texas will be up there with other teams. I think they might win the national championship. I still think that they're bringing a lot of people back. I know they're losing Anthony Hill and Malik Muhammad, and I don't know who else they're losing. I know they're losing DJ Campbell too. So they're losing a couple people, not too much, but they're bringing back a lot of people in the offense. So I think they'll be very competitive next year, if anything. So just move on. Let's see the Aggies go in the SEC championship. I can't wait to see how it goes. Whoever they play Georgia or Bama, phenomenal. But Texas, get ready for next year, and maybe y'all have a better start with anything. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a competitive game. I know Arch is getting it together, but this Aggies team, they find a way, man. Marcel Reed is something else. He's literally the Lamar Jackson of that. So, yes. Let's run down. I know this video is going to be a long video, so let's run down the Saturday games, pretty much. So, Michigan versus Ohio State. Okay, Michigan versus Ohio State. This game, the big house. The game. Batman versus Super Saiyan. Give me Michigan. Give me Michigan in this game. I believe in Bryce Underwood and these guys. I want I'm so with it. I think Michigan comes like they start red hot. I think they will catch up. This is the first Ohio State's first big test since week 1. Can they be competitive? Can Matt Patricia do really good against this freshman quarterback, true freshman? Can Dan Moore outcoach Ryan Day again? I mean, this is just I can't wait. This game is going to be phenomenal. I can't wait to watch this game Saturday. I'm going to lose my mind how this game goes. I know it's going to be a phenomenal game. Jeremiah Smith, they hate them. They hate Michigan. Everyone hates Michigan. No one has beat Michigan in Ohio State. That whole team has not even touched a win against Michigan, even at home or last year, or if anything. I just can't wait to see Michigan dominate the game. Ohio State is favorite 9.5 in this game, but give me Michigan in this game. I believe, I don't know if Justin Haynes is playing this game. I don't know if he's back, but if he isn't back, it doesn't even matter because they still have the other game, Jordan Marshall, or J.M. Marshall or Jordan, I don't even know. But they still got that running back, so they're not even worried. Like you have Derek Moore at the edge rusher. He's been phenomenal for Michigan, and it's just Michigan has just been on a tear, dude. I mean, I look at their team, and they're 9-2, only one loss against USC, and that was just the coach talking crap about, they're gonna bring everyone. It's just his ego came in out of nowhere. Okay, Ohio State need this game so much. They want to beat them. Everyone wants to beat them, of course. I think Michigan wins this game. I just totally do believe this. I really am high on Bryce Underwood. I know Julian Sam's going to be flawed, but can he win in Michigan? Can he handle that crowd, handle the Wolverines? And that is it's going to be tough, man. In the big house, it's going to be Ann Arbor. It's going to be a phenomenal game. I can't wait to watch it, and I can't wait to see Ohio State, lose the number one spot, and Michigan plays in the Big 12 championship, and we get Indiana versus Michigan, and that is just going to be phenomenal. Can't wait. I can't wait to see this, dude. It's something I'm excited for. But yeah, I really am going to be tuning in this game. So hopefully I'm right with my predictions with this. With that game, I just really do hope they win this game. Enough of me brag dogging and sucking the crap out of Michigan, lol. Tech versus West Virginia. I'm going to say this. This is an upset warning right here, okay? Going into West Virginia has nothing to play for, but it's West Virginia. West Virginia is very underrated to play. So I think Tech should win this game, and I think Rodrigo is going to build his Heisman candidate. Hopefully he goes in the top candidate. He deserves it also. I mean, he's having a better season than Manti Te'o when he went to Heisman in the Johnny Manziel year. So I think he should be in the talks. We'll see. Leading the best defense in the country. That's my opinion on that. But yeah. South Carolina versus Clemson. This game doesn't even matter. Like, everyone's leaving. South Carolina's fair for 3.5. Just give me Clemson this game, honestly. I think Clemson just some wins. My Baylor Bears versus Houston. I just want Aranda fired. Can we just fire this guy already? I mean, we fired their athletic director already. So can Aranda go? And we already missed a good coaching cycle with all these coaches with James Franklin. So we missed out with that. Hopefully we have another one better next year. I just want Miranda gone, and we don't even have a quarterback next year. Or maybe it's Walker White. I don't even know. Or maybe we get a transfer quarterback. I don't know. Houston's going to kill us. If we win this game, we get a bowl, literally, and we win a bowl, and then Dan Miranda's going to come back for another 3 years, and I'm screwed again, and I'm just going to die. I hate this team so much. We brought everyone back, and we were going to be good, and just, yeah. After that game against Arizona. Enough of me blabbering off that bull crap. Alright, let's just hit this game, okay? Pitt versus Miami. Okay, this is now talks for the playoff contention games, okay? This game is big talk, okay? If the winner of this game, okay, if Pitt wins this game, they're pretty much put themselves in a spot for the shots to make the playoffs contention, okay? Put them in a really comfortable spot, because you look at it right now, it goes Virginia, Pitt, and SMU. 3-way tie right now, okay? Miami needs this win somehow, and they're still ranked above all of these teams, but if they don't even make the conference play, they don't even get a shot to make the playoffs. And they're in the college football playoffs, they're ranked number 11 for the thing. They're predicted to win the conference, but they can't even play in the conference games, so it's just, I don't even know how it's working. And they need a lot of magic to work. Pitt needs a magic. I mean, SMU definitely needs a magic, but it's looking like it's going to be Pitt, Virginia, or if Miami wins this game, And because the game is actually, it's in Pitt. Can they win on the road? Can Miami win on the road that's other than Florida? Because we saw what happened against SMU. They didn't win in Texas. Can they win in Pennsylvania? I don't know. Can they win in Pittsburgh? Who knows? It's going to be a tough environment. Eli Holster is back at quarterback also. Can Carson Beck show up? Because this Miami team, if Carson Beck screws up, they are done. They're done. They're whapped out. They depend on Carson Beck to not screw up and throw the ball, turn over the ball. If he doesn't turn over the ball, Miami is a top-tied team in the country. They turn over the ball, it's the worst team in the country. So that is the thing. I'm going to take Miami in this game. I think Miami should win this game, but I don't think they're going to play I don't think they play. I think SMU and Virginia is going to be in the thing, and SMU is going to make playoffs. I think we're going to have SMU in the back of the playoffs, and after them starting to look terrible, I think they're going to finish here 10-3 and play in a playoff game as 11 seed or 12 seed. That's my opinion on it. I think they're going to do that unless JMU, James Madison's, or American team comes out of nowhere and takes it from both of them. And we don't even get an SEC championship game. SEC championship guy for the playoffs. I don't even know. It would be interesting, though. But give me Miami in this game. I think Carson Beck and these guys show up. Kentucky versus Louisville. I don't even know too much about this. Louisville shot themselves in the foot. Good underrated rivalry right here. The battle in the Kentucky games, pretty much. Just give me Louisville. I know Miller Moss and Isaac Brown, they choked the division a little bit. They literally were one of the highest ranked teams in the ACC, and they just wanted to choke against everyone. They were literally red hot, and they looked really good. I really thought they were going to make a playoff push. But they just said, you know what, we're going to choke against Cal in overtime with a true freshman quarterback. Yeah, let's just do that. Just makes no sense. College football. BYU versus University of Central Florida. BYU should win this game, and we'll get in the Big 12 championship. We should get BYU versus Texas Tech a rematch, and we should get that unless BYU wants to choke. I don't know. They shouldn't. Yeah. Washington versus Oregon. This is a rivalry game right here also. Playing in Washington, can Oregon win? I'm definitely going to tune this game. I'm going to see how it goes. I think Oregon should win this game. I think Oregon, it's going to be a tough game. I know Desmond Williams has been good. Johnny Coleman and Denzel Boston, those guys are going to play in this game. They're big three pretty much. Here they win this game in the Huskies. I think Oregon should win. I mean, they're still battling for a chance to play in the conference championship pretty much, or miss the playoffs if they do that. I don't even know. But I think these guys should do. I mean, Dante Moore's been building momentum, the run game of the committee with Wilton, and you still got Sadiq. Sadiq's phenomenal, best tight end in the country, and then Tulton also, and then Botcher in the back end. I mean, with the linebacker section. I mean, the linebackers are really good for this team. And you look at the last 5 games for them. I mean, after the dominate game against USC, they dominate. That defense did really good against Jaden and Lane and Lemon. Lemon those guys in the big play and dominate fashion. I think averaging 42 points for the past 2 games after that missed cow game against Iowa and the offense looked terrible, got it backed up a little bit. So I think it's going to be a shootout. It's going to be a good thing, but I think this defense for Oregon is going to be keeping up. But this Washington team is averaging now 49, 48 points right now. After the game, losing to Wisconsin really shot themselves in the foot, and then losing to Michigan. But other than that, that one loss against Wisconsin looks very bad. But other than that, they kept it close with Michigan and kept it close with Wisconsin and Ohio State. So their losses are not that bad. It's just they kept it close. It took a couple plays for them, or the offense just can't get going and playing good defenses. But I think Oregon and Dante Moore and those guys get it done and build a momentum for the playoff push, and we get to see Oregon in the playoffs once again. I don't know how it's going to work. If Oregon wins this game, does it jump over Michigan or do they not? I don't know how it's going to work. We'll probably do. I don't even know. It's just weird. It's conference stuff is just weird. OU versus LSU. Do I need to say no one's playing this game? I think OU should win this game, and OU gets in the playoffs. Looking phenomenal. So, yeah. Arkansas versus Missouri. Missouri's winning that game. Minnesota versus Wisconsin. Their rivalry right there. I think Minnesota should win this game. I'm going to take Minnesota underrated in this game. I think Minnesota should win this game. I don't know too much about both these programs. I know it's a very good rivalry in the history with them. Are they both battling for bowl eligibility? No, just one. No one's in battling. So maybe Minnesota wins this game. Finish year 7-5. I know they have a backup quarterback game coming in. He's been really decent for this team right now. And Taylor's been solid for them. And then Bronson, and then they have this edge rusher named Smith. So it's been, and they still got Coy Pitcher in the back end. He's a sophomore, so we'll see how he does in this game. But I will take probably, if anything, give me Minnesota. I just don't think Wisconsin's a competitive team, and they've been very terrible, and they're one of the worst teams in the Big 12, and Big 10. So yeah, give me Minnesota in that game. Penn State versus Rutgers. I think Penn State should win this game because they're trying to preach for their coach to get hired as their interim, as the full time, but I doubt it's going to happen because you're paying a guy as your interim coach, as your main coach. That's stupid. Okay. Florida versus Florida State. They're keeping Mac Nolan. Florida has nothing to prove. This game sucks. It could have been better if both these teams actually did decent. Give me Florida State. This is Tommy's last game of college career, pretty much, so give me them. And maybe DJ Lago's last game against Florida. Maybe comes back to Texas. Maybe comes back to Baylor. Who knows? Like his dad. Who knows? We got a Pac-12 game also. Washington State versus Oregon State. Pac-12 football. Love me some Pac-12 football. I'm going to take Washington in this game. I think Washington should win this game. I think they should. They're trying to get that bowl eligibility. They were a very competitive team this year, and they've been very competitive with a lot of other teams this year. So give me Washington this game. I think Washington, these guys, get the win. I don't know too much about them guys, but they always somehow have a competitive game with these top teams, and like against Ole Miss, against you look at their games. You look at it. Competitive game against last week against James Madison. Competitive game against lost to Oregon already in this rivalry. Okay, then competitive game against Virginia. Competitive game against Ole Miss. They got competitive games. They're going to have the blowout games, of course, Washington and North Texas. But losing that game against Oregon State this year, because the Pac-12 you play twice with each other because there's no one left until next year. We'll get everyone back in it. So maybe we'll see. But yeah, give me Washington State. I think they'll not lose this game at home. So yeah, give me Washington State. And I just don't trust Murphy. If anything, Murphy. I don't even know his name. Virginia versus Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is trying to just be proven, getting ready for next year. James Franklin. I don't even think they care. Give me Virginia. I think Virginia, we're going to see them maybe in the playoffs. So that's my thing. Michigan State versus Maryland. I don't know too much about this game, so I'm just going to take Maryland. South Florida versus Rice. Give me South Florida in this game. And USC versus UCLA. Rivalry game right there. Give me USC. I think after losing that game against, Oregon on the road, kind of shot themselves their momentum a little bit, but I think they'll bounce back and get a win over USC. Just get ready for next year in bowl eligibility. And then there was talks about Lincoln Riley maybe leaving, maybe for Baylor. If he didn't, don't even know. But I think he says he wants to stay there. So yeah, Tulane versus Charlotte. Tulane should win dominating this game. Charlotte sucks. Illinois versus Northwestern. Rivalry right there. But I think Illinois should win that game. NC State versus North Carolina. NC State dominate game. Cal versus SMU. Cal has nothing to prove. They have no coach. They have nothing. They're just getting ready for next year. I think SMU should win this game with Kevin Jennings and guys trying to get that. And we're going to get Virginia versus SMU unless Cal wins in overtime against another somehow comeback game. Some way, somehow. Yeah. Notre Dame versus Stanford. Give me Notre Dame. Stanford had a close game. Had won last week, I believe. Did they win last week in their game? Yeah, against Cal. Yeah, they dominate Cal and rivalry in their game. So I think SMU should dominate in this game. Not SMU, my bad. Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame should just easily win this game. And Jeremiah Love, get him 6 touchdowns, please. I want him to win the Heisman so bad. He deserves the Heisman. If he doesn't get the Heisman, I'm going to be pissed off. Because these quarterbacks are not good. It's just give it to Jeremiah. Just give it to Jeremiah, please. I just want them to give it to Jeremiah. Yeah. All right, let me hit the hard point games pretty much. Tennessee versus Vanderbilt, okay? Tennessee, Vanderbilt, at Volunteers right here. Tennessee is favorite 2.5 in this game. Can Diego and these guys win 10-2? Can Tennessee go 9-3? Okay. Vandy needs this game so much because if they somehow get in and Bama loses this game or some Michigan loses this game or they somehow get in like a 11th seed or 12th seed, I don't even know. They got to pray that something happens crazy this week. Or in the Egg Bowl, the Bama game, something to get in. And if they do, if Vandy gets in, bro, Diego in the playoffs would be so good. Like, I would love to see Vandy in the playoffs because Vandy will never make it again after this year. I'm sorry, I do not see. Diego has made this program into a top contending team, and I love it. But Tennessee, that offense with Chris Bowser out, Joey's looking good. Joey's trying to come back for another year, and it's going to be very competitive. Because last year, Tennessee won this game. Okay, Tennessee won this game last year, and I mean they're favorite in this game. Okay, they are favorite in this game. I mean Joey has been decent with 23 touchdowns right now, looking really good, and the running game with Bish on him with 866 yards with a touchdown. Brazil is trying to get 1,000 yards this year. Eli Stoller's been the main guy for this offense. Diego's the leading carrier. It's going to go back and forth in this game. I think it's going to go down the wire. It's going to be a high-scoring game, of course. I mean, both these offenses are really good. There's not going to be main defense right there for this teams. Give me Vandy. Give me Vandy in this game. I think Vanderbilt is going to win this game and looking comfortable, building the momentum, trying to pray they get in the playoffs. And I really hope Diego and these guys get in the playoffs. And if they do, it's going to be really fun. I really do. I know their defense is not good, that much crazy, but I just want to see Diego in the playoffs and see Theo Vaughn, and Diego's mom. Me. Anyways, let me harp on my last game. The Iron Bowl in Auburn, in Tiger Stadium. Can the Crimson Tide win? Last time we had a night game, Auburn won. The kick. Can Bama win after losing to OU? Looked like it was done. Auburn can do the craziest thing in Bama's hopes. Kelly DeBoer misses the playoffs once again, 9-3. Or can Kelly DeBoer go in the SEC championship, seed them against Bama and Aggies, or Bama Georgia again, part 2? Auburn's offense is looking really good with Ashton Daniels at quarterback. Cam Coleman's looking good. Ever since they benched Jackson Arnold and fired their coach, looking really good. The offense looks good. Ryan Williams is not that guy. Jeremiah Bernard's that guy. Give me Auburn. Give me the Tigers winning this game and shocking the world. Bama misses the playoffs once again. And Bama had the greatest run, they said, and then they fall apart once again at the end, like last year. Give me Auburn. I think Cam Coleman is going to prove why he's one of the best receivers in the country. He's going to have a go-off game. Eric Singleton is going to prove why his resume is good for the NFL draft. This game is going to be a phenomenal game, going down to the wire. I just think the environment, dude. I don't think Ty Sims is going to do good. I just don't. I know he did good against the Georgia game on the road. But if their offense cannot start good, like how it was bad against OU, and they can't do anything good, I am worried if they don't do anything good on the road against Auburn. If they say that happens in a rival game too, everyone shows up for the rival game. We know that, and Auburn doesn't even care anymore. They just want to beat Bama. And last time they played in Auburn, it went down to the wire, and Jalen Moreau had that 4th and 31. And I saw Isaiah Bond had literally a foot in the end zone and scored the touchdown with the last seconds. I was like, what the moments after that game, and that's when Bama made the playoffs and they had to play Michigan, and that's when Florida State missed, and I was disappointed because Jordan Travis had to play that damn game and towards ACL, and I was like, what the fuck? So, yeah, give me Auburn. I want chaos. My big 3: Aggies, Michigan, Auburn. Chaos. Phenomenal. I'm going to do the breakdowns probably Monday for these games and the full of these, because we're going to have a conference play soon and see how these games go. I can't wait. It's going to be phenomenal games if we see some games. And because if Bama wins, yeah, that's why we're get Georgia part 2, probably. And because Georgia's already confirmed in right now, unless, yeah, Bama, they're pretty much confirmed in right now, unless Bama loses or Aggies lose right now, so far, yeah. They just need one of those teams to lose and they're in. Or yeah, that's pretty much what's looking for Georgia. But Georgia's going to make the playoffs no matter what, so it doesn't bother them. So hey, And another topic is, do auto bids get rid of? Do we get rid of auto bids? Because if Miami misses the playoffs and they're still ranked at number 11, because right now they're high seed in the ACC, but they can't play in the conference championships. Do you get rid of auto bids then? That's the thing the committee has to talk about also. So there's a lot of things you got to talk about these games, but I can't wait for these games. It's going to be a phenomenal college week of football, and I'm definitely going to tune in for these games. So thank you all for joining. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving yesterday, and I hope you all have a great day today, and be safe out Black Friday, and have a great weekend.